The Four-Way Test. A little background. Any Rotarian will know the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. But do you know where it came from? Let's learn how this guiding principle of Rotary came to be. In 1929, things were not going well for the Club Aluminum Products Company of Chicago, Illinois. The company was a distributor of cookware and other household items. You couldn't buy their products in shops. They were sold through home parties. When the Great Depression came along, the parties had become too expensive and sales plummeted. In late 1929, a bank persuaded Jewel T, a successful Chicago company, to offer Club Aluminum the services of Jewel T's vice president and director, a guy named Herbert J. Taylor. This was to be a 3-year gig, with Taylor serving on a half-time basis to help keep the cookware company afloat. Taylor quickly found that Club Aluminum was bankrupt. It was over $400,000 in debt. That's about $7.5 million in today's terms. Taylor could have left, but he chose to stay with Club Aluminum as company president. Using his personal finances as collateral, Taylor secured a loan to get a little operating cash. He also cut his own salary by about 80% and then set about trying to save the business. It was 1932. The Depression was ravaging the country. How could Taylor turn Club Aluminum around? They had good products and good people, but so did the competition. What could set Club Aluminum apart from the rest of the field? Taylor believed that in right there is might. He decided the character, dependability, and service-mindedness of their personnel would win the day, so the staff should always be determined to do the right thing. Now, the industry had a long code of ethics, but it was almost impossible to remember. They needed a simple measuring stick of ethics, something everyone could use. Taylor believed the test shouldn't tell people what to do, but ask them questions which would make it possible for them to find out whether their actions were right. After considerable time and thought, Taylor developed the 4 short questions which make up the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Taylor placed the test under the glass top of his desk to test drive it before talking to anyone else in the company about it. This did not go well. He ran everything that came his way past the first question, is it the truth? And found the company's literature, communications, and advertising were far from the truth. He was so discouraged, he almost tossed out the test. But he stuck with it, and after about 60 days, he was sold. Taylor next discussed the test with his department heads. One was a Roman Catholic, the second a Christian Scientist, the third an Orthodox Jew, and the fourth a Presbyterian. He asked if there was anything in the test which went against their faith. They all agreed that the test aligned with their religious ideals and should result in greater success in business. They agreed to use the four-way test and ask all employees to memorize and use the test. Advertising copy was revised. Words like better, best, greatest, finest were removed, as were any detrimental comments about competitors' products. In fact, when they found an opportunity to speak well of competitors, they did. Well, it worked. The public placed more confidence in the company and bought more products. The company saw a steady increase in sales, profits, and earnings. After 5 years, Club Aluminum paid off the last of the $400,000 in debt with interest and distributed over $1 million in dividends to stockholders. But that's not all. Those who applied the four-way test to their business dealings found it impacting their personal lives. They became a better spouse, parent, friend, and community member. Herbert Taylor was active in the Rotary Club of Chicago. He shared how the test had helped his business. Rotary International adopted the test in the early 1940s, and it became part of vocational services outreach. While serving as president of Rotary International in 1954, Herbert Taylor formally shared the copyright for the four-way test with Rotary. In 1959, Taylor founded a nonprofit organization, the Four Way Test Association, to promote and assist in its use. The four-way test has been translated into more than 100 languages and published in thousands of ways. Over the years, the four-way test has been integrated into labor contracts and adopted by governments and state agencies. And Club Aluminum? Well, the company sold products through the end of the 20th century, although sales declined after the 1960s. Club Aluminum pots have a colorful, rounded, mid-century modern look of that era and are now popular with collectors. Taylor received many awards for his philanthropy and was the recipient of 4 honorary university degrees. Herbert Taylor died in 1978, but his legacy of the four-way test continues to grow. The end. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.